Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. So you've been having problems having slope. So it says, is this, can you see my screen?
Yes.
So a question like this,
Um, like the last one.
like the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do all three. I'm going to do the first one and the last one, right? First of all, I'm going to go through this table here. If the slope is 4 for a line, what's the slope of any parallel line to that line for that slope?
It's gonna be 4, right?
It's going to be 4. How about the slope of any line that's perpendicular?
Like negative 4?
Nope. So you change the sign and you flip. So
Oh,
4,
so it's gonna be 1/4, 4/1.
no, not 4 over 1.
Oh, oh, negative 1
So
over.
this is the slope. This is the slope that's any line that's parallel to it. This is the slope of any line that's perpendicular to it. You change the sign. So positive 4. You change the sign as negative. If you
Uh-huh.
flip it, it becomes 1 over 4. Got me?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the slope of a line that's parallel is 3/2, what's the slope of the original line? Also,
Um, so it's gonna be negative 2/3, right?
negative 2 over 3, that's perpendicular. How
Yeah.
about how about the original line? What's the slope of the original line?
If it's 4,
No, no, this one here. This one here, the same one. So
oh, it's
you got three columns.
3/2.
3 over 2. Now let's look at the last one. If the slope of a parallel line is negative 1/8, what's the slope of any perpendicular line?
8/1.
8 over 1, which is actually what?
8.
8. And then this has the same, so parallel lines have the same slope. So you understand how to find the slope, right? So that's not the
Yeah.
problem. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. So now, when
I've
we
been
look at,
working very hard on this slope because I never took the math, and I want to give my time some, to work on the math. So when I go, I would just want to pass it.
yeah, yeah, well, you come into class and you know how to use the calculator. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
So the problem is people, is so many people that fail so many times, they go into it thinking they're not going to pass. So watch
Mm,
this. So let's look at this first. First of all, what I tell you for anything is identify your givens. So first of all, the equation that we have is in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equal mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So once you identify the type of equation it is, it's easy to tell what the formula is. So y equal mx plus b means my slope is 3.
mm-hmm.
That's easy. So the slope that's perpendicular is a negative inverse, negative 1
Mm-hmm.
over 3. Easy,
Yeah.
right? But they're asking for the equation of the line. They're not asking for just the slope. They're asking for the equation of the line. So what we're going to do is, again, this is the form in which we want our equation. Y equal mx plus b. We're going to take the point. The point tells us two things. Each point tells us two things. It gives us an x and a y. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to take that x and y, we're going to plug them in. So y is 1. My slope is negative 1/3. My x is 3 plus b. You understand that?
Yes.
So all we did was plug x and y from the point and the slope that we got from the equation. Now we simplify, we get 1 equal minus 1 plus b. Understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't know, plug it into your calculator. Minus 1/3 times 3. So if we do it all the way out, minus 1/3 times 3, the 3's cancel. We get negative 1 over 1, which is negative 1. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you and this is the issue a lot of people have with that negative number. But
Yes, yes, I know.
but you
I had it too.
use your calculator. Why even? I wouldn't even take the chance. Use your calculator. So in order to get b by itself, we got to add 1 to both sides. So we get b is equal to 2. So we got the y-intercept. Because remember, b stands for the y-intercept. We already found the slope, which was negative 1/3. So the equation is y equal negative 1/3 x plus 2.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Got me.
Got you. I
Another
have
way.
one. I have one for you here.
Okay. Hold on.
Let's say the order pair.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to a blank sheet. Let me go to a blank sheet. Let me get my text tool out. Go ahead.
The order pair bracket -2, -1, close, is a solution to which of the following equation? So they give us like
Is a
neg
solution?
yeah, they give us like
Would you be quiet? Yes, the whole class.
they give us some answer. Negative x,
Quiet.
negative 4x.
An ordered pair -2 -1 is a solution for what?
So is the solution to which of the following equation?
Okay.
Negative 4x, negative y equals 7.
Okay.
B is 4x plus y equal -7.
Okay.
The other one is 4x negative y equal -7. And the last one is negative dx
Negative what?
dx.
Say that one more time. Negative 2x.
4x, sorry.
Negative 4x.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus y
Mm-hmm.
equal -7.
Okay. So what happens is you have to understand when you face any problem,
Uh-huh.
I don't care what it is, you identify your givens. Okay. Which what happens is what you're doing is you're saying, oh, hold on. I haven't seen a problem like this. I don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So your brain shuts down and you don't think. You don't
Yeah.
critically think how to solve the problem. So I don't want you looking at a problem, not one problem, and thinking, I don't know how to do it. First, I want you identifying your givens. What is given?
The pair, the
The
order
pair.
pair.
So when
Yeah.
you have an ordered pair, what two things are they giving you?
X and Y.
X and Y. So you know your X is -2, your Y is -1, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you know an equation means has an equal sign. That means whatever you put for X or Y has to be what's on the other side of that equation. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So now, if you do this by hand, this is considered a difficult problem because it's going to take you time. Not if you know how to use the calculator. With the calculator is a 30-second problem. By hand, let me show you how to do it by hand first. First, you're going to take this first one and say -4, X is -2, minus Y is -1 equals 7. So I get positive 8 plus 1 equals 7. 9 equals 7. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That 9 equals 7?
Oh, no, no, no.
No. So it's not A. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing for B. Oops, what did I just do? Ooh, I just erased the whole screen. How did I do that? Okay, so I'm a, ooh, All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to change the blue for some reason. It's erasing it. B. We're gonna do the same thing for B. 4 x is -2 plus y is -1 equal -7. Minus 8 minus 1 equal -7. Minus 9 equal -7. That is not true. So it's not B. We're going to go to C. This is why this is considered a difficult problem, because look how long it's taken. 4x, 4 times x, which is -2, minus a -1 equal -7. -8 plus 1 equal -7. -7 equal -7. C is your answer. Now, that took us about a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. Now, let me show you.
So the answer equal, the equal, like when it say like, okay, if it's -7, it have to equal -7.
That's what equal means.
Yeah, and if it's positive, it's mean.
No, so listen, that's what equal means. You can't have the result on both sides of the equation and they're not equal. That's what equal means. So 16 ounces equal 1 pound. 7 days equal 1 week. They're the same thing. Right?
Now, got it.
Okay. Now, oops, I keep doing this. Now I'm just gonna hit undo. Now, let me show you the difference with the calculator. And this is what I try to tell you. This is why this ebook is so important. This is why you have to understand it. First of all, the conceptual understanding is whatever you plug in for X and Y has to be equal to the whatever's on the other side of that equal. So when I grab my calculator, I think I must have closed my calculator. I sure did. Let me open it back up real quick. Watch how easy these steps are. Watch how easy this becomes doing this problem. Okay? So the conceptual understanding is whatever I put for X and Y, each one of those equations must be equal to whatever's on the other side of the equation, right? So watch this. I'm going to clear everything out. I already know what X and Y are, correct? So why not use the calculator? So minus 2. Move this over so you can see it. -2, store X, enter. -1, store Y, enter. Plug in the first equation. -4x minus y. I should get 7. Let's see if I get 7. If I don't get 7, I go to the next problem. I didn't get 7. 4x plus y. I should get -7. Didn't get -7. 4x minus y. I should get -7. Done. That easy.
I have 2 more for you.
So did we still get C? But this way took us less than a minute.
Yeah, it's more faster with the
So understanding, I have a whole section directly on that. Even if you get a system of equations, even if you get a volume problem, even if you get an area problem, learning how to store the variable on the calculator will help you almost at least 8 to 10 questions.
Oh, wow.
Yes, at least. All right, what's next? Let me see. Let me get to my blank page.
What is the equation of a line with a slope of -4 that passes through the point 1 and 2? This gives me a headache. I did not know how.
Listen, so you said, look at what you just said. You said this gives you a headache. Well, guess what? I am your Excedrin. I'm about to take that headache away tonight. This is almost a guaranteed problem that you will see on your exam, where they give you a point and a slope. It is one of the easiest problems on the exam. So all that headache that this problem gives you, I'm about to wipe it away. First of all, I said identify the givens. Am I right? That's what I said. I said identify the givens. So what do we know?
The slope is -4.
So we know the slope is -4, which is our M. What else do we know?
X and Y.
We know X and Y. What's my X?
1.
Watch this. I'm gonna make all that headache go away. I'm like Excedrin. So instead of calling me Mr. T tonight, you're gonna call me Mr. Excedrin. Watch this. Watch this. I'm serious. Y equal mx plus b. What's my y?
2.
What's my m?
-4.
I'm gonna multiply that by x. What's my x?
1.
Plus b. We're gonna simplify. 2 equal. What is -4 times 1?
-4.
-4 plus b. In order to get b by itself, what do I need to get rid of?
The 4. I don't know.
There is no 4 there. In order to get rid b by itself, what do I need to get rid of?
The B. I don't
Yeah,
know.
in order, yes, you do.
Okay.
Don't say I don't know. When you say I don't know, you cut off oxygen to your brain, and your brain says no final solution. This is a one-step algebraic equation. If you can't solve this, 55% of this test is algebra. How do you solve a one-step algebraic equation? How do I solve this equation for B? What term do I need to get rid of?
The 2 and the 4. I don't know.
Okay, so let me go backwards because this is important. If you cannot solve a one-step or two-step equation, you're gonna have trouble with this exam. In order to, so what you're gonna do is watch this. Ask the question. I need to get B by itself. I need to solve for B. Okay, so B is on my right side of the equation. On the left side, I just had the number 2. On the right side, I have -4 plus B. It's common sense if you keep saying it. If I need to get B by itself, which one do I need to get rid of?
-4.
-4. What's the opposite of -4?
+4.
+4. Whatever I do on one side, I do on the other. So 2 plus 4 is what?
6.
6. Okay. Bring down your equal. The 2 4s cancel. Bring down my B. B stands for what? And when you're talking about a linear equation, what does B stand for?
6.
No, B is 6, but what does it stand for?
Constant, like
Nope. Let me tell you right here.
Where the y-axis cross?
Where it crosses the y-axis. That's called your y-intercept.
Yes.
So this is my y-intercept. This is my slope. I already know what my slope is. If I know my slope, if I know my slope is -4, I know my y-intercept is 6. What's my equation? Watch this. Y equal mx plus b. What's my m?
-4.
-4. Bring down my x. What's my b?
B is 6.
What kind of 6?
+6.
+6. So you got to put that. You can't just put 6. You got to put +6 because we want an equation line. So this is what your mind should be saying when they are looking for the equation line. I need the slope and I need the y-intercept. So since they gave you the slope already, you got to say, okay, I need the y-intercept. How do I get the y-intercept? I start with my slope-intercept form of equation line. Y equal mx plus b. We plug all our items in that they gave us. They gave us the point. They gave us x and y. They gave us the m. You solve for b. So when you had the slope-intercept form, this is very important.
Oh my God. You don't know how much hour it took me like to figure out this question.
This is what you had to know.
I was like, y-intercept.
Got to know that. Going into the GED, you got to know that. Slope-intercept form is y equal mx plus b, where m is my slope and b is my y-intercept. So when you already given the slope of -4, right away, without doing anything, let me change my color to blue. Just knowing this right here, my slope is -4, I know my equation is going to start y equal -4x. So when you look at your multiple choice, if you only have one equation that starts with y equal -4x, you're done. But if multiple choice, multiple options have -4 as the slope, then you got to find B. This is now, watch this. This is how you do it. Okay. Now, again, what did I tell you? I'm going to show you how to do it on the calculator in less than 30 seconds. If you don't understand that what I'm showing will alleviate your fear, will quicken up your time, and speed up your and improve your accuracy on your problems. Because you can make a mistake with sign numbers. Watch this when I do this on this calculator. You're going to be like, wow, stop playing, Mr. Tinsley. Watch this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Watch this. So I don't know if you got a timer, but I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to show you. So I know my slope. Again, identify what's given. I know my slope is -4, which is the same as -4/1, which is the same as my rise over my run, which is the same as my change in y over my change in x. Change in y. So if my point is 1, 2, that means my y is going to change by -4. My x is going to change by +1. Now, I now can get my second point. Watch how easy this becomes. My second point is 2 minus 2. Oh, Mr. Tinsley, but they're not asking you for the second point, Mr. Tinsley. You're right. What I'm telling you to do is, once you have 2 points, one of the guaranteed questions on your exam is this one, where they give you a point and they give you the slope. Another guaranteed question is where they give you 2 points and they either ask for the slope or the equation of a line. So, I got my 2 points. Watch this. Remember I told you, 15 seconds. I did tell you that, right? I said that. I said,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do it in 15 seconds. So what I want you to do, when I
You
say,
you did it so simple. Like, I can't believe it's the same problem you just solved.
watch this. So when I say go, I want you to get my calculator on the screen. When I say go, I want you to, where's my calculator? It's not working. Where's my calculator not showing up? There we go. When I say go, I want you to start counting. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. You ready? Go. Start counting for me. Stop. What did you get to? As you were counting, what did you get to?
Maybe
get...
a couple seconds.
Now watch this. Look at this. That's my slope.
Mm-hmm.
That's my y-intercept. Y equal -4x plus 6. Look at that. Easy.
Oh, wow. Yes.
So
My
what
God.
I'm trying to tell you is, I want you to understand it conceptually. I want you to understand it. I want you to understand how to do it by hand. Once you understand how to do it by hand, then you go learn how to do it with the calculator. Because this is the key. Instead of spending 2-3 minutes on this problem, I just spent 8 seconds.
I like this.
Hey Sharon, how you doing?
Okay, wait a minute. I'm fine.
So the bad news is my dad passed. So my son lost his grandfather, my dad. My son also lost his grandmother.
Oh
So
my goodness.
But now, they was battling some things. I'm back now. I'll be here. Unless emergency, I'll be here every Monday. We're gonna build it back up, and then we go from there. So what I was showing the 2 young ladies here tonight is how you can take the slope and the y-intercept. Take a slope and a point and get the equation of the line. Okay.
Yeah, I watched a video from I think last week. What y'all was doing? I think it was the doing the binomial
Multiplying binomials.
Yeah. Because I had to watch
So,
that video again because I was like, so that's how you do that.
and that's important because that's 2 to 3 questions also. All right, so I can't. So you just sent me the problem. Let me see if I can open up these images. For some reason, the images are not showing or opening up. Let me see if I can open it. Let me go down here. View image. Okay, let me make it bigger. Okay. It says, so so I'm gonna read the question out loud. It says, determine the surface area of the right prism. Round the answer to the nearest whole number. If necessary, you use the formula sheet to determine the formulas needed to solve the problem. Okay. So first of all, can anybody tell me what the surface area is? What does that
I
mean?
can't even hear you.
Can
You're
you hear me
wrong.
now? Can you
Yeah,
hear me
you're a
now?
little louder now. Yes.
Can anybody? So the shape looks like this. I'm gonna try to draw it as best as I can. I wish.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, in fact, let me try to open it up right from my email. That would be a much smarter thing to do. Some CC. Some days I'm smart. Other days I'm not.
No, you're smart. Don't say that.
Yeah,
So
you know this man.
some days I'm smart. Why didn't I just think about trying? Why am I trying to draw this figure on the screen when? Oops. Let me open it up right now.
You got something to do that with?
Yeah, I'm opening it up right now. Hold on. Open this up. Oh, it's a bunch of problems. Oh, you spit a bunch of problems. First of all, I can tell you right now, um, and this is for a fact almost, that you probably won't have problems this hard. Okay. So can everybody see that problem?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. So this is what you had to remember. First of all, if we look at our formula sheet, right? This is a
Mm-hmm.
triangular prism,
Mm-hmm.
right? All right. So what is surface area? Listen to the words. Area of each surface.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a surface here. You got a surface on the back. You got a surface on the bottom. You got a surface right here. So all you're doing is taking the areas of each of those. So first of all, listen, this is common sense here. Watch this. I know this right here is 11 times 9.4. I'm just going to estimate, and I'm going to say that's 99. That's like 103, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't be A already because only one side is bigger than 103, correct? I look at this side here. This is 5, and this is 8. The area of this triangle. We know the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's
Mm-hmm.
8 times 5, 1/2 times 8 times 5. This is without the formula sheet. So that's 20. So this was about 99 or 103. I don't know the exact one, but this is estimate so I can show you how to do it, right? So we got this surface here, right here. We did 11 times 9.4. We did this surface here. We did 5 times 8.
Mm-hmm.
The surface on the bottom is also a rectangle, right? And that is 11 times 8,
Mm-hmm.
which is 88. And then we have this surface back here, which is also a rectangle, but
That's
that's
5
5
times.
by 11. Because if this side is 11, this side is
Mm-hmm.
11,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
5 times 11. Oops. Now, this side is actually twice because you got a triangle on the other side, right?
Yep.
So now, look at these numbers. We just estimate. So this is going to be times 2 because we have 2 triangles. This is the front and we have the back. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, right? 1, this is going to be times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just estimate. 50 plus 90 is 140, plus 40 is 180, plus 103 is 500. Okay, easy. Can't be B, can't be D. Only answer could be is C. That's without plugging into the formula sheet. That's understanding what surface area is.
So,
Surface area is the area of each side added all together.
oh,
Now, you're not going to have this on your
um,
test.
oh,
Nope.
you're not have that? Oh, thank
No.
God.
So they're not going to. So what they're going to give you is, let me show you a formula sheet. Hold on. Formula sheet here, surface area.
So it's two shapes, right?
They're going to give you so actually it's they're going to write prism right there. Yeah, I'm sorry, it could be on there. I've never even seen right of all I've never seen right prism on here a day in my life. That's wild. So you can use this formula here, where P stands for the perimeter, H stands for the height, and the base in this case, remember the base is going to be the triangle, right? What you're probably going to have surface area is either this one, or this one. You may have cylinder for surface area, but I would say out of the 3 exams of the year, one of them I have surface area, one of those. The other one won't even have surface area. They have volume.
Yes, I heard volume comes.
Yeah. You're going to have 2 volumes. Maybe they might ask you 3 questions. Surface area, you may have 1. So my point is, this is my point. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on surface area. I would have a good conceptual understanding of surface area. I would do rectangular, prism, cylinder, cone, and sphere. I would make sure I understand those. Okay, so you can go on my site, my free site, go into volume and surface area, practice problems there.
I tried to go on your site, but I'm not get onto it.
All right, so we'll check it up after we're done.
Okay.
All right, so let me go back to that email. That one right there, and I can go to the next picture. Okay. First of all, listen. First of all, draw a diagram. Cargo flew to the facility. It flew back. It took 1 hour less time to get there did to get back. So to get back is X. To get there is X minus 1. Understand that? Okay. You don't know how long it takes. So that's what a variable is. It's an unknown. So it took 1 hour less. That's X minus 1. Than it did to get back. That's X. Understand that? Okay. The 220 says the average trip says it was 220. What does it say? MPH. That stands for miles per hour, which means it can go 220 miles. I don't know why I wrote 200. 220 miles every hour. Understand that? On the way back, it went 200 miles per hour. How many hours did the trip take? First of all, this is either a high set or task question. You're not going to see a problem like this on GED. I can almost put money on it, right? Now, can you answer this question?
You divide?
No. So let me ask you a question, right? 200 miles per hour. That's called a unit rate. So for example, if I drive 55 miles per hour, does that mean I drove an hour? No. You can go 55 miles per hour, but not go 55 miles. Or I could drive 55 miles and drive for 4 hours. Or I could drive 55 miles and drive for 8 hours, right? First of all, here, they're not telling you anything. So what you would do is you would say, okay, all right, X plus X minus 1, right? That's because that's how many hours it would be, right? The average is the same 220 and 200, right? So miles per hour. Why I don't like this question is, again, 200 miles per hour doesn't mean I went 200 hours, 200 miles. It doesn't mean that. So for me, this is not enough information. That's how I would answer this question. Matter of fact, whoever made this question, I would probably send an email to and say it's too ambiguous,
Oh my goodness.
right? Because you don't know. You don't know. Just because it take 1 hour time, you don't know how many miles they travel. Can you tell how many miles this person traveled? For example, if I'm going 200 miles per hour, right? And I went 400 miles, that means it would take me 2 hours. You understand that? Just because you know this speed, you don't know the distance. It nowhere in here does it tell you the distance.
Yeah, they didn't give you like how many distance it take to reach.
So this is, you can't answer this question. You can't answer it. They didn't give you a distance. For example, again, 200 miles per hour. Okay. What if I go 1 hour? Okay. If they told me a time, how long I was going, 1 hour, I know I went 200 miles. They didn't tell you how long you went. They didn't tell how long distance you went. So this is, you can't answer this question. And if whatever book you got it from, if they have an answer, give me the name of the book. I'll write the author. Now, this is something different. Let's look at this question. Hold on. Okay, no problem. Thank you for letting me know. A cattle train left Miami and traveled toward New York. So, Miami, New York, 14 hours. Oh, it didn't even say that. My fault. I'm sorry. It say 14 hours later, a diesel train left, traveling at 40 in an effort to catch up to the cattle train. After traveling for 4 hours, the diesel train finally caught up. So, after 14 hours. Wow. So, after 14 hours. Let me get my pencil. So, say here. Of course, it's not in scale. So, after 14 hours, it caught up. And this was traveling 45 kilometers per hour. After traveling for 4 hours, the diesel train finally caught up. So after 4 hours, so if it's going 45 kilometers per hour and it traveled for 4 hours, that means it went 180 kilometers. Understand that? Okay. So 100, so that means 180 kilometers. That's the total distance where it caught up. So here, right here. So you got 14 hours plus this time here, it caught up to that train because it says left 14 hours later. Right? In 4 hours, it caught up. So total, this is 4 hours. So in total, this cattle train has been traveling for 18 hours because 14 plus 4 is 18. But we know the total where it caught up is 180. So we do 180 divided by 18, which is 10. So the cattle train was moving 10 kilometers per hour. That's a different type of problem because it gives you enough information to solve that problem. That second problem or the problem before this, not a good problem. And this is the main issue I have with a lot of the other textbooks and a lot of the resources. Because first of all, if you ever took a practice exam, if you ever took the real math exam, you don't even see this question. Questions like these anyway. So that was the first one. I think that was all three, right? Yep. All right, what's next?
How do you find sequence? Like, like when they give you the missing number.
And you're trying to find it, and they give you the average, you mean?
Like they say, what is the next number in the sequence? Like 1, 7, 14, 22.
Okay, first of all, that's not even on your GED. If you look at all the concepts on your GED, you will not see sequencing on your GED concepts. So if you're taking the GED exam, I wouldn't even do it. But if you want to go over sequencing, I can answer that question for you. Do you have actual problem? Do you have actual problem?
If I have another problem.
No, do you have a sequencing problem that you have
Oh,
ready?
yeah, this one was in the GED book, so that's why I asked you.
It was in the GED book?
Yeah.
Was it Kaplan?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I forgot I'm recording. But go ahead. What's the question?
What is the next number in the sequence? 1, 7, 14, 22.
So you say 1, 7, 14, and 22. Right?
Mm.
Okay. So how do you think you would do this?
I think you will add number like 1 plus 6 equals 7.
Right? Plus 6.
Uh-huh.
Plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 8. See the pattern? Plus 6, plus
Oh.
7, plus 8, plus 9. 31.
Okay.
You're not going to see that in the GED, though. But that's how you do sequencing. You got to see the pattern. Remember what one thing I told you. Math is about patterns. Got to find a pattern. So the difference between these two numbers is plus 6. The difference between these numbers is plus 7. The difference between the numbers is plus 8. That is enough for you to see the pattern. Plus 9, plus 10, plus 11. Got me? Not a hard problem at all. What's next?
I have another slope problem. This is like, I think you have to do it and then find the point on the graph.
What's the problem?
I don't know how to find the point on the graph with it too. They say graph.
What's the question?
The graph of the equation y equal x plus 3 and y equal negative 2x minus 3 are drawn on a coordinated grid. Coordinated grid.
What's the question?
Yeah. And then they give you the graph, but like,
it don't matter. What's the? I don't need the graph. What's the question? What do they want to know?
that's it. They want you to like, I don't know, figure that out.
So they could ask you for what is the point of intersection. They could say what is the solution.
Yeah, I think it's the intersection. Yeah.
Either way, it's the same thing. What you know is, so I don't know, like I don't have the graph in front of me, but I can still tell you how to do this problem, right? So first of all, you have to recognize this problem as a system of equations. When you're trying to solve more than one equation, that's what a system of equation is. So first you have to recognize this is a system of equations. Okay. The second thing you got to recognize is that both equations, this is important, both equations are in slope-intercept form. That's what's going to make this easy. Watch this. So I'm gonna change to red. My first equation is y equal x plus 3. The second equation is y equal minus 2x minus 3. So we're going to solve this by elimination. What elimination means is try to eliminate one of the variables. So in the GED, they're either going to have two terms that are exactly the same, such in this problem, they both have y. They're going to be opposite, where one is y, one is negative y. Or one is going to be a multiple. So y is going to be in one equation, 3y is going to be in the second equation. Right now, they are the same. So all we're going to do is, matter of fact, not that one, the first one. What we're going to do is to solve this problem. Watch how easy this problem becomes. Watch this. I'm going to multiply this equation by minus 1. When you multiply by minus 1, all that means is change the sign of everything in the bracket. So minus y equal minus x minus 3. Do you understand that?
But why you have to multiply it by?
Because we're trying to eliminate one of the variables. So the opposite of plus y is minus y.
Oh, okay.
So you're trying to eliminate one of the variables. Okay. So when we multiply this by -1, we get negative y equal negative x minus 3. Just change the sign of everything inside. The second equation remains the same. Y equal minus 2x minus 3. The y's, when you combine them, now cancel. It's 0. Y minus y is 0. Equal negative 3x minus 6. Again, this is a two-step algebraic equation. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. We're going to get minus 3x equals 6. I'm going to pull this over here. Minus 3x equals 6. Divide both sides by negative 3. The negative 3's cancel. You get x is equal to negative 2. You are not finished. Remember, they're asking for the solution. They're asking, so when these two lines cross, they're looking for this right here, this point. So you got an x and you got a y. This is your y, this is your x. So the solution of any system of equations is where the two lines cross. Here, we eliminate one of the variables. X is minus 2. I'm just going to plug it into this first equation because that first equation looks pretty simple. Y equal minus 2 plus 3. Y equal 1. Since x is minus 2, y is 1. The point that solves this system of equations is minus 2, comma 1. If you had multiple choice, I would just plug them in like I showed you before. I wouldn't even do all that work. If they gave you multiple choice, I would just plug them in. They're not going to ask you to solve a system. So the type of question they're going to ask you, and I'm going to show you right now.
So you have to plug in the 1 on the y.
Once you solve for one of the variables, you got to plug it back into one of the equations. You can actually plug it into both of them. In actuality, you're supposed to plug it in both of them, make sure they both work. But usually, if you do it correctly, you only got to plug into one. Well, now watch this. I'm gonna show you a trick though. Watch this. So this is what they would ask you on the GED. Or the type of question anyway. Okay, it's a system of equations. But this is not slope-intercept form. This is standard form. But what you're realizing is I got to eliminate one of the variables. You should already see that these are opposite. They already cancel each other out. It's no work for you to do. Combine both equations. 8x equal negative 8. Divide both sides by 8. The 8's cancel. X equal negative 1. Nice, easy problem. You can't plug these into this equations because you don't have an X and a Y. So they're either going to give you a question that looks like this, or they're going to give you a question that looks like this. Same. See 2x. They'll give you something like this. So here, they're opposites. Nothing for you to do. You just combine the equations. Here, they're the same exact thing. So you have to multiply one of these by a negative.
Oh.
Once you multiply by a negative, you can get the original equation. The first equation comes down exactly the way it was. The second one comes to minus 2x minus 3y equal minus 8. Now, these two eliminate. You get 2x equal 2. Divide both sides by 2, x equal 1. You plug that back in, then you solve for 2.
So when it's not the same, you gotta do one with negative, one equation.
Right. If they're not, if they have different signs, but they're the same, basically the same term with different sign, you just multiply one of them by negative. In the first example, they were already opposite. In the second example, they were the same. In the third example that I'm gonna give you, you would have something like this. 10. right? This is a little different. This looks much harder. Remember,
Mhm.
you're trying to eliminate one of the variables. So -5 and 4, that looked difficult. I know 3 and 6. I can go from 3 to 6 easily. So what I'm going to do in this question is I need the opposite of +6 is -6. So I'm going to multiply this top equation by -2. All I'm doing is focusing on what variable I can eliminate. Now I'm going to have -8x -6y, I might have messed this problem up, equal -20. -5x plus 6y equals 7. So you should notice right away, they cancel. That's the whole purpose of how you solve a system of equation. You have to eliminate one of the variables. So -13x, yeah, I messed this one up. Equal, oh no, I didn't. Equal -13. No, I didn't. Divide both sides by -13, x equal 1. That's how you solve it. So it's 3 ways the GED is going to give you. Like, and that's just why there's so many resources out there that give you all these crazy questions and give you all these different types of questions. What you should be doing is understanding the type of questions you are going to get. When you talk about system of equations, if they give you 2 graphs, you got to know where the 2 lines cross. Whatever that point is, you get your X and your Y. If they give you 2 equations on a GED, they're either going to have the same, one of the terms is going to be the same in both equations. They're going to be opposite in one of the equations, or they're going to be a multiple in one of the equations. That's the only 3 ways they're going to be. So you don't have to worry about, the very difficult system of equation problem. You don't have to worry about that. That's what I know. So again, what I would say is as you're studying, for example, we started with slope equation of a line with a point in the slope. So first of all, I would make sure I know how to do those type of questions. The second equations, can you find the slope in an equation line from 2 points? Because they're related. I would make sure I know how to do that. How can I find the slope? How can I find the equation of a line that's parallel? Or how can I find the equation of a line that's perpendicular? I will make sure I know how to do that. So what we just did is even the terms that we just started is going to account for 5 to 6 questions on your exam. System of equations is going to be 1. So what we did tonight is probably going to count for 5 to 7 questions on your exam. So I would make sure I go through this video step by step. Go to the website, make sure I know how to practice those problems. All right, so it's 7 o'clock now, so let me stop right now. Let me save this one last time. I don't know if I saved it or not. Let me clear it. Let me stop. No, I have to stop sharing. Let me stop the recording. And you said you don't know how to get onto the site, right?